grew up in Redwood City till first grade, and then we moved to Half Moon Bay. Half Moon Bay was already well on my radar and my family's radar. My dad's, my grandfather, they all were avid fishermen. And so my parents built a home 100 feet from the water in Half Moon Bay. Early on, it was just my brother, and I was 100 feet from the water, and there were surfers, the older surfers that surfed out in front of the house became, you know, I was this annoying little gnat that was always going, hi, that board looks pretty cool, you know. 10-year-old kid, finally one of them gave me a surfboard, and yeah, as years went by and the better I got at surfing, and my curiosity was never ending, and we looked in every nook and cranny to find surf, to find those perfect waves. And I mean, we had watched Mavericks for a couple years, but then that day came where all the conditions were perfect and my ability had caught up with my desire to surf that wave a half a mile offshore. And so I said, Brian, we got to go out there. Today's the day. Let's do this. And he goes, there's no way I'm paddling out there with you. I'll tell the Coast Guard where I last saw you. I was committed to going out there. A lot of people ask me, were you afraid the first time you went out there? It's like, I thought about it. I was like, no, man, I want this more than anything. It's something that I've watched, studied. You know, it's like being teased by something. Big, perfect wave, and no one has surfed it, but I knew how to surf it. I knew how to get through the reefs. I knew how to read the water. I knew how to position myself right over the tip of that reef, a half a mile offshore, and put myself in a 10-yard square every single time, using landmarks and triangulating my position to where I was a half mile out in the ocean. I could paddle right back out to that exact same spot every time, which is really critical when you're surfing big waves, because there are mountains of water, and if you have one of those waves break on you, it could break your board, ruin your day, maybe end your life.
Mavericks. To surfers worldwide, the name conjures up one thing: monster waves. When winter storms brew to the north, some of the planet's most powerful waves break right here, Northern California's Half Moon Bay. Many surfers have ridden the water here, but not many have made Mavericks home quite like Jeff Clark.
I trusted my ability. I knew how to go out there and approach it, and I set myself up right at the end of the reef, and I went over wave after wave, getting myself in the exact position to catch a wave, and once I did, it was all go. Turn, total commitment, I'm going. And I made the first 5 waves I've ever surfed at Mavericks, I made them all. And it wasn't as big as you see, like just recently we had a swell that had 50 and 60 foot surf. The first day I surfed Mavericks was 20 feet, maybe a little bigger than 20-foot faces.
Just a few steps from the iconic surf, Jeff set up his own brand of surf shop, Mavericks. He creates boards and gear that reflects his passion for the ocean and surfing its waves.
When I first started surfing Mavericks, it was really hard to find a big wave gun in California. So I started making my own. And at this point, I've really refined big wave surfboards. The ocean's flat a lot, and I need something that stimulates my mind, that is very calculated. Surfing for me is very calculated. Riding big waves is very calculated. Golf, I get that same kind of stimulation, but it's completely different. Surfing is action, reaction. Golf is all action, and it's all on you to perform. And can you do it from a static position to an action? Where surfing's easy. I catch a wave and it tells me, that wave tells me what to do. That ball's sitting there laughing at me going, so you think you can hit me where you want, huh? And you know, that's the allure of golf, is being able to control your mind and your body to strike that ball perfectly with a little piece of metal on the end of a stick and make it go exactly where you want it to go. What's next for me? Well, I'm going to keep surfing, and I'm sure someday when I'm out at Mavericks, it'll say, you know, have you ridden enough waves out here yet? And I know that day's coming, but at this point, I still really enjoy riding big waves. I want to thank the Lord for everything that I've been given, the talents He's given me, and you know, hopefully that I can share my experiences with people and help them to, you know, be the best that they can be.
More than a typical surfer, Jeff Clark has grown from shaping his first surfboard in a garage to becoming an internationally known inventor, entrepreneur, and leader in the fabulous community of big wave surfers.
In the Northern California town of Seaside, a grassroots movement has blossomed into a community organisation, making a substantial impact on the lives of everyone it touches. Since 1991, Community Partnership for Youth has been facilitating the growth of our most precious resource, young people.
CPY stands for Community Partnership for Youth. We have a partnership with the school district, and that started way back when in the city of Seaside, came together. We've got people working with kids all throughout the country right now. A lot of them teaching, a lot of them in administrative positions.
I'd actually started out in CPY when I was in middle school. So shortly after, I fell in love with it. As a middle schooler, I was in what's called our Junior Leader program. I really took to the mentors that CPY provides, but as I got to high school, I found myself being that mentor. And that's what made the difference. I learned through this program that I love giving back to youth. And
sometimes you just have a calling and you know that this is what you're supposed to do. And I'm here 24 years later. We have the foundation of our whole program, I should say, to begin with, are a set of standards.
They're built on respect and integrity, and they're a tool for the kids to have in the back of their minds to really check and evaluate their behavior.
When a child makes bad decisions, rather than going off on them, we just say, what standard did you make? So we're teaching them to take responsibility for their behavior.
To see whether they should or should not take an action. If they do make a wrong choice, if they are disrespectful to somebody, they can look back on those standards and see that maybe they could have made a different choice, or this is why this particular action was wrong. So during the school year, our after-school program's up and running, and as soon as the kids get out, they're coming into the cafeteria, they're greeting our staff with a smile and a handshake because that's our first standard. And soon after that, they're working on academics. That's homework. They'll do some literacy as well, reading either with themselves or with another leader.
They help you out with stuff that you need help on. If you don't understand something, they tell you what it means. Sometimes I need help on my spelling because I always have to do ABC order.
Well, normally I need help on my homework here, so I get help on my homework. And then I either come here or I go to guitar class, which is on Wednesdays usually. And then I come here and have fun.
And in addition to the academics, we also work with the students on different activities, from outside play to indoor play.
The atmosphere of a CPY program is uplifting, full of creativity, learning, laughing, full of fun.
Well, I made the ocean with a sunset, and the red stuff in the middle is like roses.
Mine is the sun, chilling out, having fun. It's more like a dock, except nobody has arrived yet, so there's no boat right now, and there's fireworks in the background. Art means like graceful, and I let my feelings out with creativity and, well, happiness, I'd say.
every spring we have a hats fashion show. That's a ladies' luncheon, phenomenal hats fashion show that's become very popular. All of our events are on our website, which is cpy.org. We also, every 2 years, we honor those that honor youth, as well as outstanding people in the community. And those are our main events that we have during the year. From the Art Academy, we have Art Beat, which is giving children an opportunity to show their creativity on stage.
Painting, music making and dance are just a few of the ways students unearth their individual talents, gain confidence and learn from one another.
Our kids stay in the program. Our 5th graders have been there since kindergarten, and many of our students will come back to be in the middle school leadership program, and our high schoolers are all past participants.
We first started, we were going to go to 5th grade, and our children didn't want to leave, so we started a middle school leadership program. And then when they got to high school, they still didn't want to leave, so we started a high school leadership job preparation program. We asked that students volunteer for 2 quarters or a summer intersession and maintain a 2.5 grade point average. Their parents sign a contract with us, and then once they've completed, they come on staff and get paid. And that helps their families as well.
One thing that makes CPY stand out from other nonprofits, from other organizations working with youth, we require our kids to be there every single day. That's a commitment for the students as well as for the parents. It makes it so that there is this consistency and they can call CPY this home. And for some kids, this is the one safe place that they have during the day, whether they went through something at home or something at school. This is another consistent place in their lives, and I think that consistency is instrumental sometimes in really giving kids a solid footing to go forward from. 5-10 years from now, I see CPY going strong. It's once again been a privilege to see students grow up in this program, but I see students having the same fortune that I have, to be able to continue to serve my community and to continue to see the CPY leadership be that, to be students who were grown up in this area and who are continuing to help the program thrive. They're the best ones who are going to be able to serve this community. If anyone wants more information on CPY, they can go to our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/CPY4Kids. Or they can go to our website, cpy.org.
Well, we work on pretty much anything. We work on airplanes, helicopters. We've even done a fire truck for the Monterey Airport. But primarily our focus is preparing cars for concours and vintage racing.
We do quite a few events in August, the biggest being the Pebble Beach Concours. We also do Quail, which is one of the bigger events around here too, in Pebble Beach. It keeps us fairly busy throughout the month.
Home to the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am and Pebble Beach Concours, the area is full of excitement. And little could be more pulse-quickening than the look, feel, and sound of vintage sports cars.
As far as detailing, most of our customers will do it twice a year, once before summer and once before winter. We do have several customers that we do their car almost weekly, several others that we do it bi-weekly. We have a couple customers that are really picky and demand their cars absolutely perfect the entire time.
Well, typically what we do when we get the car is we wash it first. Then we use a process called clay, which is a clay bar, which removes the surface contaminants on the car. Then we'll use a buffer to polish the car. And then after we polish the car, we typically put a coat of wax on the car to seal the polish.
Well, last year, 2 days before a wedding, 1934 Rolls-Royce had a minor fender bender. And we were able, with our resources around here, we have excellent painters, and machinists, powder coaters. We were able to get it fixed in 1 day, so the car made it to the wedding. Other minor scratches, there's processes of, usually we can color sand things out. If not, we have excellent painters. We have mobile guys who can come and fix bumpers and rims. Basically anything that's damaged, we can outsource or do ourselves.
No matter the situation, the vintage make or model, Monterey Vintage Motorsports has the solution.
I think it's our attention to detail. Most other detail shops will do 4 or 5 cars a day. We'll only do 2.
Right. And
we'll spend all day on the car and really make sure it's perfect.
And typically it's just the 2 of us working on the car. When at other detail shops they have a higher rate of turnover, and we kind of have a bond with our customers here. Actually, we have a couple clients that bring their cars in no matter what. It could be raining, storming outside, and like you said, it's just like changing the oil. It's just maintenance that they use.
I think everyone around the Monterey Peninsula is passionate about cars because of the events in August, but there's also some really big car collections that people just don't know about. We've been really passionate about motorcycles for most of our lives, and ranging from anything from vintage 1920s Indians to brand new Ducati superbikes that are just amazing and blindingly fast. We have a lot of customers that do track days, and after their track days, their bike is filthy dirty, and it'll take us the better part of a day just to clean it up and detail it, get it back into shape. We also take care of some of the larger car collections on the Monterey Peninsula, and we've also branched out into storing cars for people who live out of town. One of the most exciting cars we worked on was a 1962 Ferrari GTO that was air freighted or FedExed to us from England. We detailed the car here at the shop and had to deliver it to Pebble Beach. So we asked the owner, would you like an enclosed transport because of the value of the car? He said, oh no, just drive it over, and on the way take it to Laguna Seca and fill it full of race gas. That was pretty special.
We also work on a 1959 Ferrari Testarossa, which is a very special car. It was the Le Mans winning car. We spent quite a few hours on that car also.
And we were runner-up for Best of Show at Pebble Beach last year. That was pretty good.
It was very exciting. We try to make it as convenient as possible for the customer. A lot of times we'll even do a pickup service for them and return service.
Yeah, we try to make caring for your car as easy as possible for our customers. We can do pickup and delivery, we can meet them at the airport, we can store their car just for a weekend if needed. The storage really happened almost by accident. We had a customer that asked to store 3 cars with us during Concours, and after Concours he decided to buy a house. So he said, well, I should sure like to keep the cars here. We were able to rent a hangar and took over the shop next door and store the cars. He'll fly in about once a month and take his pick of cars. We meet him at the Jet Center when he flies in. He'll take off for a week. When he comes back, we pick up the car and put it back in storage. It's really convenient for everyone. We try to really, customer service is our #1. We've had offers of customers wanting us to expand in different locations, but we really feel comfortable being here at home and with our client base that we have. It's a really special area. There's a chance we might expand a little bit, but keeping it small really keeps our attention to detail going at all times. We changed the name to Monterey Vintage Motorsports as we now offer so many different things that the previous shop didn't have.
Have a question? Want to see more of these beautiful speed demons? Check out Mike and Ty's unique take on the fascinating world of vintage cars and motorcycles on Facebook.
won't admit you love me. And so, how am I ever to know? You always tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps.
I'm in Sand City, 613 Ortiz, Suite B. Sand City is in between Monterey and Seaside. I do layout and design, and I'm a lead photographer for 65 Degree magazine, local lifestyle magazine, high-end lifestyle magazine. You know, one thing you gotta do to survive in this area, I think you gotta be pretty flexible. So I'm lucky to be blessed with versatility. You know, I do photography, I think at a pretty good level now, both landscape, commercial. I do a lot of post-processing. I taught Photoshop for about 15 years for the local school district. I've been a graphic designer for about 20, 25 years. So I have a lot of local clients aside from the magazine that I do work with. It comes down to personality, and that's, besides my artwork, one of the other things that I've been able to easily do is put people at ease, you know, become friends with people. And I don't know where it comes from. I think it comes from, you know, my upbringing with my parents. It's just, I'm able to connect with a lot of people. You know, Facebook, the magazine, you know, social media, you know, it has allowed me to meet some excellent people. We met Katie Melissa through the magazine. She approached us, I believe, about you know, doing some modeling for us.
Well, I'm originally from Massachusetts, but I moved to Carmel when I was 6, and I graduated Carmel High in 2012. Now I'm going to MPC, I'm studying psychology, and also real estate on the side, and I do modeling part-time as well.
We did a shoot with her recently for one of our advertisers, and when we approached her about doing this program here and doing some modeling for us, she was more than happy to help. The hair and makeup today is being done by Abel Perez, and I met Abel recently at the upcycling photo shoot that we did here. Fantastic, just extremely talented local person here. Like I said, he does hair and makeup, and he's done some amazing work. Today's theme is mainly a fashion photo shoot. We'll be capturing a gown that was handmade by a local Sand City artist for the Upcycle recycling fashion show. Aside from that, we will be capturing a Marilyn Monroe photo shoot that I do here in my studio. We have a special stage that we created for our Marilyn Monroe photo shoots, and Katie Melissa will be the model for both shoots.
I'm really excited to do a Marilyn Monroe themed shoot, and she's one of my idols. She's beautiful, and I have my hair done like her today, so I'm very excited.
Right now I'm at a crossroads because I really like the photography stuff I'm doing, you know, the creativity that comes with that. I've been a graphic designer for, like I said, 15, 20 years now. I'm not sure. I know I want to develop my photography more, you know, market that more. I have my pinup. One of my little spin-offs is called Manny's Pinup and Bombshell Factory. Since we are in Sand City, it's industrial. My pinup theme photography and post-production printing will be Manny's Pinup and Bombshell Factory. So that's one thing I'd like to develop this year. And just the main goal is to try to get, much busier here. You know, attract more people to Sand City. Once people get here and they come to events, they hang out a little bit, they have a good time. There's many other artists here in the area that are very creative. You know, for me, I'd like to see myself grow, but I'd really like to see more people come to Sand City. You know, when they get here for events or whatever, they usually have a great time.